Hello, welcome to Golden Edge. I'm Brian Salmon. Now, folks, it's been a historic season for the NHL as the Vegas Golden Knights have crushed all the records for winning as an expansion team and have gone from a 500-1 long shot to the Stanley Cup and a favorite in many people's eyes. This team has not only galvanized the city of Las Vegas, but they have galvanized and inspired two Canadians, Justin and Greg, to push for Saskatchewan to adopt the province as their official team, the Saskatchewan Vegas Golden Knights. And folks, let's welcome in to the Golden Edge our north of the border reporters, Justin and Greg. Back to the show. Guys, it's good to see you again. And since we last spoke, your Saskatchewan Vegas Golden Knights beat the Winnipeg Jets 4-1 to reach the finals of the Stanley Cup. So I guess, how was it watching your two favorite teams kind of battle it out?
Well, you know, it's interesting. Here in Saskatchewan, we have a long-standing rivalry with Winnipeg, but it's also weird because Canadians in general cheer for whatever Canadian team is left in the playoffs.
Yeah, and Winnipeg is about a 5-hour drive from our province, and maybe even less than that if you're closer to the border. And so a lot of people thought it was a good idea to cheer for the Jets, but we went out there and campaigned, and we told them, look, listen, the people in Winnipeg don't like us, and that doesn't change because we don't have an NHL team. In fact, it only gets worse. And so if you don't believe us, in 2 months in the summertime when the CFL starts, they will start like berating us in the stands.
Our football teams and football fans do not like each other. Plus, I mean, people were saying Winnipeg was Canada's team, but the thing we pointed out to people was actually the Golden Knights have almost twice as many Canadians on their team than the Winnipeg Jets do. So, you know, that doesn't make any sense. Plus, I mean, we've got our boy from Davidson, Saskatchewan, Braden McNabb, you know, on the team. And so we're behind him 100%. And we're out there and we're finding the support is growing.
Okay, so the recruitment went very well after they kind of spanked the Jets and got them out of there. People started saying, like, you know what, let's go ahead and cheer for the Golden Knights.
Yeah, it's almost, there's almost no argument left. Some people say that, you know, Ovechkin deserves a cup. And I'm like, can we get past the whole idea of deserves a cup?
No.
Like, cups are earned the same way the Vegas Knights have earned their right to be in the Stanley Cup Final. And it's going to be Knights in 4. This story has been determined a long time ago. We're going to call Walt Disney. It's going to be a thing.
Yeah. Plus, I think it really galvanized Saskatchewan when the Vegas Golden Knights sent Chance, the mascot, up here to deliver two custom jerseys. There's two authorities in the province. There's our premier, Scott Moe. Again, he's kind of like our governor. And then Gaynor the Gopher is the mascot for our professional football team. And he had two custom jerseys for both of them. We picked them up from him. We just made a video yesterday of us delivering it to Gaynor the Gopher. He put it on, and he even made a Saskatchewan Roughriders Chance jersey that's on its way back. And the other one we dropped off.
Yeah, we dropped off the Scott Moe yesterday. So it's in his possession. He's had a crazy week with a lot of political stuff that's been going on. So I have requested Scott, if you're going to make this a thing, wear it on Monday or by Monday before puck drop so that we know that you're on board. And if you're not, feel free to exit to stage left because we don't need you.
See, that's what actually I was going to get into that because that's bananas for me down here thinking of that and for you guys up there. But since we last spoke, of course, Chance, the Golden Knights mascot, came to Saskatchewan to deliver that. Actually deliver it to you. He didn't send it. He delivered it to you. So you went to the Saskatchewan Roughriders, the CFL team up there, and talked to Gaynor, which that mascot's funny looking, but the video was great that you guys put up there. And you delivered him that actual jersey. What was that like for you guys to go in there and give him the jersey and do all the things that you did with all the people of the Roughriders?
I think the cool, like, to have Chance in our province, Brian, was incredible. And a lot of people looked at that and said, wait a minute, this is not just like hogwash. It's not just talk anymore. The Knights actually want us, and they could see that firsthand meeting Chance in Saskatoon and then seeing those jerseys. And so to give the Gopher Gaynor the jersey and to have him actually put it on and celebrate and do the Go Knights Go chant with us was just another level of it's beyond an idea now. It's a movement and it's happening. We were on another radio station this morning all across the province and people are in it. People are like, no, this has to happen. And we're on board with it. So now more than ever, this is Golden Knights territory.
And it's special going in. I mean, the Riders they're legendary, especially here in Canada, across the country. They are, you know, the football team with the craziest fans. But the thing where I think we relate to Vegas even more so is Saskatchewan itself is a smaller province, and we're often overlooked or kind of pigeonholed into what we are in the same way that Vegas, people think of Vegas and they just think of the Strip. But we know that Vegas Golden Knights fans are not the Strip. They're the normal, everyday, hardworking people in Vegas that sometimes get a bit of a bad rap, you know, not because of the Strip. The Strip is great and tourism and all those kinds of things, but that's not the people of Vegas. And in the same way, Saskatchewan isn't just farmers, which are great, or rednecks or hillbillies. We've got depth to us too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, farmers and hillbillies are great as well. If you're a farmer or a hillbilly,
yes,
they
are.
Against farmers and hillbillies.
Nope.
Exactly. You too can be a Vegas Golden Knights fan or a Saskatchewan Vegas Golden Knights fan. Now, you guys said that you gave the jersey to your premier, Scott Moe, which is basically like the governor of Saskatchewan for people that are in the United States. What do you think is the likelihood that he'll actually put on that jersey?
I think he's open to it. I honestly do. And we wouldn't have given it to him if we didn't think it was a possibility of that. We were in communication with his comms team to say, hey, listen, guys, he needs a break from all the serious issues up here that he's dealing with on a daily basis that he's always tweeting out. So we thought, you know what? Take a break, have some fun, and then endorse the Golden Knights because, again, they want us, and it doesn't cost you anything. And you're going to give the province what we're begging for. You know, the poll, the 79% of people said, let's do it. So I actually think it's actually a reasonable shot. It all depends on his schedule. And I know that the first week, with that Monday through Friday next week, he's got time in there somewhere. So it's going to happen.
I imagine there's some people close to him. Again, in the previous round, one of his ministers, like the head people, his brother is the GM of the Winnipeg Jets. So it was tricky for him to come out and support when he's got people close. And I imagine there's a bunch of Leafs fans and Habs fans and like blah, blah, blah. But here we've got an entire city and a people group that want us and we want you, and this just makes so much sense. We're hearing from people already. We ran into a group of 30 people who are planning to come up here to Saskatchewan for a trip. They're going to go hunting and fishing, go to football games and hang out. Like, this is a thing. So, I hope he does, but you know how politics are, right? I just hope, put the politics aside, the will of the people.
I will say this. If he doesn't do it, Brian, I will go to his opposition party because I know they want some heat on him. So I'm not above that because it needs to happen.
You're not above that. I like that.
No,
I like
not
that.
at all. I want it to happen. And
it's for the good of the people.
If he's not going to choose the right thing, then give the people what they want.
Yeah, and people should know that people that live here in the United States or the states, as you guys like to say, that Saskatchewan is not the sexy province. You have British Columbia, which obviously has Vancouver, which is like the Los Angeles of Canada, and then you have Ontario, which has Toronto, which is like the New York of Canada. So why not be Vegas in Saskatchewan to kind of sexy up your guys' province? I think it's a good idea. No?
It makes complete sense. And if you come down there to experience a game, you can see it and you can feel it. I'm like, wait a minute. This is our people. This is who we are.
And we're very self-aware. I mean, you guys can see, like, not the sexiest province, in the world. But
you guys are doing okay. You guys are doing okay. I see the beard work.
Thank you. I appreciate that. The hair's thinning. That's why the headpieces. But we know how to have fun here and you're going to find friendly people who give you the shirt off their back. You tell them you're in from Vegas, people will be like, we love having you here. Great craft beer. There's some good food. Beautiful prairie sunsets. There's the riders. There's so much stuff to do around here that would be a nice change. Plus, in the summer times here, it's still nice, but it's not ridiculously hot. It's not 120 degrees. It'll be the 80s and 90s, and that's a great thing for you guys.
Okay. And actually, right now, it's only like the 80s and 90s right now. So when you guys get here, if you get here at some point, coming up, it will not be in the hundreds, so you're okay with that. One thing you guys do have that a lot of media members have talked about are, what is this deal, the French fries with gravy on it or something like that? What's the name of those?
Poutine.
Poutine, yeah.
I hear that's like the food of
cheese curds.
Oh yeah, people love that down here.
Oh yeah, you guys love gravy, right?
Yeah, it's a Quebec delicacy over in Quebec, our French province. But you can get it all across Canada, and there's nothing better than a delicious poutine, or they call it poutine, not like the Russian dictator, like poutine. Yeah. And it's if you have fresh cheese curds and delicious hot gravy on those French fries, there's nothing better.
There'd be some other delicacies. We have a lot of Ukrainian influences. We got pierogies and cabbage rolls, and
I'm hungry now, guys.
Around here. It's just there's so much here, you guys.
Okay, so I'm hungry talking about that kind of stuff. So the Golden Knights now are going to play for this thing. They call it Lord Stanley's Cup. That's right.
Yeah.
It's been 20 years since a Canadian team has won the Cup, which I'm sure you two already know. And as two Canadians that are now officially veteran analysis, what do you think of this series? Kind of understanding that the Knights are 2-0 versus Washington this season. What do you think is going to happen in this series?
Yeah, I think it's a lot of fun. Like, both teams have a lot of stories. Like, Ovechkin's tried to get in the Cup final. His entire career, one of the greatest goal scorers of our generation, and he's finally here. You've got Nick Backstrom, one of the most underrated passers on the planet, but he's got a busted finger, and they're still doing well. Versus the Golden Knights, who seem to be taking a back seat now to the Ovechkin story. And it's like, yeah, you know what? I think that their time is up now because we're in the Cup final. And I see it all across the internet, people picking the Caps to win this. I'm like, guys, have you not been watching what's been going on here?
I think we need to point out the man between the pipes, the 3-time Stanley Cup champion, who has been the best player in all of the playoffs, Marc-Andre Fleury. And I think the series really hinges on him. But look at how good he has been. Interesting fact is the goalie for the Washington Capitals, Braden Holtby,
from Saskatchewan
he's from Saskatchewan as well. But I'm sorry, Braden. The hockey gods have already written the story. It's Knights in 4.
Yeah, Brian, like it will be a rout because people forget, right? You get the long distance, you watch the Caps play a great game against the Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
The Knights are the fastest team in the league, bar none. They roll 4 lines. It will be a rout, and it'll be over before people realize what just happened, and history will be made.
You know that first period on Monday it's just going to be electric, unbelievable. We can't wait. We've got the tickets.
You guys are coming. I was just going to ask you that. You guys are coming?
We are coming. Game 1 and 2. We are going to be there documenting the whole thing and giving everybody. I mean, I hear tickets are they're not cheap. So we feel unbelievably fortunate to, have been able to get in there, but that place is just, it's going to be so special.
Yeah,
and the players are going to feel it.
The last chapter to the story, and it's going to be a good one. It's got a happy ending. Don't worry about that.
Oh, and we love happy endings. So we have Justin and Greg, our 2 Canadian north of the border Golden Edge reporters. They will be in Las Vegas watching the Stanley Cup, and obviously we're going to hook up when you guys come down there. Now, if you want to see some hilarious bits from these 2, like dancing, I don't know about that. Or actually the rap video, I thought that was pretty cool as well.
Oh, thank you. I mean, they're all hilarious.
Or you want to join the cause for making Saskatchewan Vegas Golden Knights a reality, check out these 2 at one of their many social media accounts. You can see that down on the screen down here at some point. So I'd like to thank you guys very much, Justin and Greg, for joining me.
Brian, thanks for having us.
You're the best.
We'll see you soon.
All right, guys.